Welcome to the Oracle of Mask. Today I will show you how I made this vacuum former all by myself, so have fun. First I will get all the materials that I'm gonna use. For the box I'm gonna use mainly this wood pattern. And of course I also had to buy a saw. And here is the list with all the things and the price of it. It was almost 53 Swiss francs. Then with the saw, I saw the wood into the dimension I need to. And with the Dremel, I dremeled away the not so clean edges. Then I would mark the spots where everything would be glued together. As gluing material I use, as always, the contact cement. Then with a rest piece of EVA foam sheet, I would cover the parts with glue and glue everything together. And so we have the body of the vacuum former. And this is how I made the plates for holding the EVA foam sheet. I wasn't sure if this would be enough, so I enhanced it with this black tape. Then I will make some holes for the screws. Yup, fits perfectly. And here the main source of energy, my vacuum cleaner. Then I marked the spot where it would go through and made a hole for it. And afterwards I would correct it with the Dremel. And voila, it fits perfectly. So now that we have the body for the box, I would prepare it for glue the plate on it. Then carefully and with a bit of pressure, I glued everything together. For the plate above, where I would put the mask models, I made a bigger hole. And as this plate was a bit thinner, I just took the Dremel and trimmed the hole out and the edges away. And for making sure that not even one bit of wind comes through it, I covered all the edges with this black tape. Then I took the plate and glued it carefully onto the box. And voila, here we have our first vacuum former prototype. Now for the model of the masks or faces, I bought some powder ceramic to try different things out. And for the first one I would take this plastic model, as it seemed very good for a first test. This is all that we need for making a model of a face. First you somehow have to stabilize your mask. Then I did exactly as it said, 1/3 of water and 2/3 of powder. And then fill it with this foam separating spray. And then I filled the material into the mask. After waiting for just half an hour, you can see it becomes really warm. And afterwards it becomes nice and solid. And this is the result. I'm really amazed by it, how detailed and how human it looks. It's just simply amazing. And for model number 2 and 3, I'm going to use two different forms of clay. One is a soft natural clay and the other a bit harder one. And here I went on with the same procedure. First I sprayed in the foam separating spray and filled the mask with the first layer of clay. And so that I'm not going to use the whole clay, to fill the rest of the mask with something else. After filling the whole mask, I took the model out and started to change it to my desire. I somehow tried to make a more feminine one of the same version. But it looks terrible. And with the harder clay, I tried the same thing. And here you can see model number 3 and 4, that it did the same as the first one. Boom, look at it! It just looks amazing. The details and the smoothness is just awesome. And here we have all the models. I'm really amazed and happy that it came out so well. So I think now it's time for the first tests. I prepared this bunch of EVA foam sheets with different sizes. And here you can see how I prepare the plates. So then I put the EVA foam sheet into the oven on 200 degrees for almost a minute. And here we can see our first try. So, not so bad. But as you can see, the edges didn't hold the EVA foam sheet. So I took this sanding paper and glued it onto the pallet. I also made the form a bit smaller, so I would not use as much EVA foam. And with the machinery, I made some holes so I can bring out more of the details. It looks really spooky. And here for my second try. I thought that if I would let it a bit longer in the oven, it would also get a bit more flexible. Now for the third try I did the same, but let it just 55 seconds in the oven. And damn, look at it. Now this one looks really well. And after the fourth try, it came out really well. And now for the last model, I'm gonna use my favorite mask. I also made some holes to the nostril and the mouth sides. And voila. And here we have our first 3 models. Thus I was really happy with the result, and I also had some EVA foam sheet left. I went to the other models. So now the mask really pops out. And also the rest of the models came out really well. I mean, look at it. And these are the results. I mean, look at it. It just looks crazy. And there's still a lot of work to do, but as far I'm really happy. Then with a scissor I started to cut them out. And with the cutter I cut out the eye sockets. And voila, here we have our first 6 masks, made by our own vacuum former. So, I hope you had a fun time watching this episode. Wish you the best. Till the next time, Mask signing out.